Today we are going to continue with our lesson on parts of speech, adjectives, and we are doing comparing adjectives. This is the second lesson in our series of lessons on comparing adjectives. Just to review what we did before, an adjective is a word which describes a noun. For example, we have a lovely dress. The adjective is lovely. A chocolate ice cream. The adjective, chocolate. A funny clown. The adjective, funny. In our last lesson on comparing adjectives, we learned that when comparing two persons or things, we add er to the adjective. Example, stronger, taller, and older. And this is called the comparative degree. When comparing more than two persons or things, we add est to the adjective. Example, strongest, tallest, oldest. This is called the superlative degree. So here we have two boys. The first boy is tall, so we say the other boy is taller. We added er. And then if you add a third person, he is the tallest. So we have the positive degree, the comparative degree, and the superlative degree. Here we have three balls. So we are going to compare the three balls. The first ball is big. The second ball is bigger. And the third ball is the biggest. So you see, we added er when we're comparing two balls and est when we had to compare the three balls. But what did we do this time? First, we doubled the G before adding the er and est. So in lesson 1, we just added er and est as in tall, taller, tallest. But in lesson 2, we are dealing with doubling the last letter before adding er and est. Here we have three boys. First boy is fat. The next boy is fatter. And the third boy is the fattest. So when comparing the adjectives, remember we add er and est. Now in the adjective fat, let us look at the letter which comes before the T. A. And A in this word says ah. It makes the short sound. Therefore, when there is a short vowel sound before the last letter in an adjective, we double the last letter and then add er and est. Let us look at another example. This girl is thin. Thinner, thinnest. So we added er and est. But as you would see, we doubled the last letter before adding er and est. The letter I comes before the last letter. Thin, I says I. It makes the short vowel sound. So we double the last letter and then add er and est. What did we learn in this lesson? When a short vowel sound comes before the last letter in an adjective, we double the last letter and then add er or est. Example, big, bigger, biggest. We are going to look at some more examples of adjectives where you double the last letter before adding er and est. So remember, we have our positive degree, our comparative degree and the superlative degree. So you have fat. So there is a short A. The A in fat says ah. So we double the last letter, we double the T, and then we add ER and EST. Big, the I says I. It is the short vowel sound. Bigger, biggest. Hot, the O says oh. It is the short vowel sound. So we double the T. Thin, I says I. Fit, I says I. So we have fat, fatter, fattest. Big, bigger, biggest. Hot, hotter, hottest. Thin, thinner, thinnest. Fit, fitter, fittest. As we continue with our examples, we have our 3 degrees. Wet, the E says eh. It is the short E. Wet, wetter, wettest. Sad, the A says ah. Flat, the A says ah. Slim, the I says I. Dim, the I says I. So we double the last letter before adding ER and EST. We have wet, wetter, wettest. Sad, sadder, saddest. Flat, flatter, flattest. Slim, slimmer, slimmest. Dim, dimmer, dimmest. We are now going to look at some sentences using the adjectives. He is the something of the 2 boys, and the adjective is fat. Now we are comparing 2 boys. Therefore, we say he is the fatter of the 2 boys. And the A is a short A, says ah. So we double the T and then add ER. Today is the something day of the week. The adjective is wet. Would we say it is the wetter day of the week or the wettest day of the week? We are comparing today with all the days of the week. Therefore, we say it is the wettest day. And the E, it's a short E, so we double the T. Monday was something than Sunday. The adjective is hot. So we are comparing 2 days. Therefore, we add ER. And we double the T because the O is a short O sound. It says oh. So Monday was hotter than Sunday. The bulb is the something in the set. The adjective is dim. So we are comparing the bulb with all the bulbs in the set. So we say the bulb is the dimmest in the set. We double the M because we have a short I. My bag is something than my sister's bag. So you are comparing your bag with your sister's bag. You are comparing 2 bags. So we add ER and we double the G because the I is a short vowel sound. Remember, when comparing 2 things or 2 persons, we add ER. We use the comparative form. And when comparing more than 2 persons or more than 2 things, we add EST, the superlative form. Here I have an exercise for you to do. You will pause the video and you will read each sentence and complete using the correct form of the adjective. It's now time to check your answers. That was the something movie I ever saw. That was the saddest movie because you are comparing the movie with all the other movies you saw. So you add EST and remember there's a short vowel sound, A, so we double the last letter. She is slimmer than her twin sister. You are comparing 2 persons. Therefore, we add ER and it's a short I, so we double the M. Jack is the fittest boy in our class. Again, we have a short vowel sound, the I, and you are comparing Jack with all the boys in the class. Therefore, we add est. March was the hottest month of the year. So you are comparing March with all the months in the year. And we have a short vowel sound, so we double the T and then add est. The lion is bigger than the wolf. You are comparing two things, the lion and the wolf. Therefore, we add er, and we have the short vowel sound, the I sound, so we double the G. One cake was flatter than the other. We double the T because we have a short A, and you are comparing two cakes. So therefore, we add er. So pause the video and check your answers. Good job. I have come to the end of my lesson. Remember, children, always keep reaching for the stars.